video game productions.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is VGP, HaiimDom, and we're here with a very odd game. I guess you could say something is off about it. I hate myself for that one. But, yeah. Welcome to Off. Off is a game made with RPG Maker 2003 edition, and it's made by Mortis Ghost. So let's jump right in. This game is wonderfully bizarre, to be real. Yeah, I'm good. This game are shocking to an unwarned public, or maybe not. So, unproductive fun time. Enter your name. My name is I'm Dom. Okay. Correct? Yes, I'm a boy. Alright. Welcome, HaiimDom. You've been assigned to a being called the Batter. The Batter has an important mission. Be sure that it is accomplished. We will let you out in Zone 0. Good luck. For more information, find the one called the Judge. Off. This game is... it's free to download. I'll put a link in the description for anyone that wants to play it. To move my body, use the arrow keys on your keyboard. To interact with the environment, use the spacebar or the enter key. Alright, so I'll put a download description to this site if anyone wants to play this, but this game is basically like an old style RPG. Zone 0. This is wonderfully bizarre. There cannot be any other living beings in Zone 0, so I must assume that you are only a mere figment of my imagination. Nevertheless, I will introduce myself. I am the Judge, and I am aching to know your name, dear illusory intellector. I'm the Batter. I've been assigned to a secret mission. It is a pleasure. However, it is not the puppet I was addressing, but the puppeteer controlling it. What is your name, dear puppeteer? His name is HaiimDom, and he can't talk to us. However, he can hear and see everything. Even though you two are but an inexistent apparition in my eyes, let it be said that I am delighted to meet you as well, dear HaiimDom. Thanks, Judge. I believe we are in need of your services. Many people are in need of my services, you know. Everybody loves cats. We rub ourselves against their legs and purr in the most insistent manner. They adore that. I'm not talking about that kind of help. I see. But what sort of service could I offer to an ectoplasmic entity? I have a sacred mission to fulfill. I must purify the world. There is no objective more laudable than yours. I accept to serve you as a guide through this area. If it is of any help to you. Thanks. The sound effect is fucking creepy though. Like the dripping water toilet, whatever. A luck ticket has been found. Allow me to confess that I find you quite tangible for a phantasmagorial being. Might you in fact be a creature of flesh and blood? I think so, yes. So I've been mistaken from the beginning. You did not even interrupt me in my deluded phantasms. This is relatively bizarre, I must say, for you are the first living being I was given a chance to encounter in this lieu. I had, in fact, concluded that Zone 0 was an empty land. Obviously, I was mistaken. However, there exist other zones, and in those territories the risk of hostile individuals attacking you in the most violent manner is quite high. Your secret mission will likely lead you into these lands. Would you like me to teach you the art of violent confrontation? Combat tutorial? Why the fuck not? Purification in progress. And this here is the battle screen. As you can observe, you will find yourself placed at the right-hand side of the screen. Your opponent, however, in this case yours truly, will be located on the left, the correct place for a single combat. At the beginning of a combat, you will be confronted with a choice. You have to decide whether to attack, auto, or flee. Attack naturally permits to engage the fight in the classical fashion. If auto is your decision, the computer will make the strategic choices in your place, making you simply the spectator. Finally, flee, as its name indicates, is the option of the coward. I dehort this alternative. But now, it is the time for the offense. Choose attack, select the batter, then choose attack anew to off me with your bat. Do not utilize the auto function. The computer will not hold back, and I would take the risk of dying, taking my secrets with me to the grave. So let's auto, batter, attack. Dear sportive companion, you must consider the fact that the batters and the enemy's level determine the impact of your assaults. It is possible that you or your adversaries could avoid the barrage of attacks that you will throw at each other with slyness. Alright, judge. On occasion, your cast iron will get you a critical hit, which will cause teeth to fly in heaps. But let us move on, if you are willing to. You may have noticed that when you choose attack for the first time, after you select the batter, a new window opened itself at the lower right hand side of the screen. You have the choice between 4 new options. Attack leads to assault strike against a likewise sole adversary. Competence permits you to use one of your special skills. Objects will grant you access to the items you are currently carrying. Finally, you have yet again the opportunity to flee, but remember, solely the batter is responsible for that option in his personal menu. How about trying to utilize an object? Take the luck ticket and use it on the batter's persona with gratitude. So I can again select the batter, objects, luck ticket. Boop. Impeccable! Your mastery of battle borders on brilliancy, my friend. But there is one thing we have not yet addressed. I just took a drink of water. Sorry. I am, of course, talking about competences. They are generally, in layman's terms, special moves. They can trigger surprising effects. They may induce a resurgence of health points, or maybe in and of themselves powerful attacks. Nevertheless, know this: any amount of competences leads to a consumption of competence points, your CP. So I ask that you use these skills sparingly. Once your CP are completely consumed, it will be impossible to carry out heavy assault. And if you happen to cross swords with a tougher opponent before being able to get some more CP, victory will be uncertain. But try it right away. Choose competence and try using the wide angle, which will allow you to analyze your enemy. So, wide angle. An odd appearing cryptic cat. No weaknesses or resistances. You now know not only all about me, but also about the art of combat. About the wide angle, know that its analysis will always be based on the start of the battle. Thus, it may accidentally analyze adversaries you have already knocked out for a long time. The confrontation ends theoretically when the health points of your team or all of your opponents fall to 0. Take good care of your health if you want a successful career in purification. From now on, you will be ready to crush all impure obstacles that get in your luminous mission's way. Well, supposing your intelligence is on the same level with your undeniable capability of dealing bat blows to an innocent cat. Be it as it may, your training has not reached its end yet. Let me ask you to follow me if you still want to me as your guide. Alright? Alright, cat. I'll do as you ask. So. Yes, to pass through here you need to use your cerebral organ. Not something I'm used to using. You know, the one bathing ability in your Tad's cranium. I believe those floating blocks correspond to the symbols you can see on the wall in some way or another. So press them in order. So hard. Is there a problem, my dear pictorial hero? I am not your janitor. I cannot do everything for you. Nonetheless, you wage activities certain ones with strange floating. If you please, I wish to rejoin the ground floor as soon as possible. 1, 2, wait. 1, 2, 6, 8, 2, 3. Bam! Finally, after all that exertion, the eagerly awaited recompense makes its entrance to the scene. Are you eating cat food? Cat. Kittens. A piece of silver flesh has been found. Alright. 448287C. Alright. 448287C. Crunch nom nom crunch. Four 8287. 4 4 5 6 7 8 6 8. I am going to need a piece of paper to actually start doing these, because I am not the smartest person on the planet. I mean, my memory isn't that good. So, I think we've actually reached the end of this episode, so I'll grab a piece of paper, and we will continue on next time. Thanks for watching.